In this video we're going to go over program 9.3, which is about creating a permanent SAS dataset. Okay, so up to now, whenever we upload a dataset into SAS, the dataset gets stored in the work library, which is the temporary library, right? So here in the work library. So for example, now I have this dataset that I've been working with before in the work library. But once I close SAS, once I close my my session, this dataset will disappear. So it's not a permanent dataset. So if we want to store a dataset permanently into SAS, and then when we close this the session and we reopen it, it will still be there, and we will be able to continue doing any sort of analysis or changes that we've been doing. We have to work a little different. So first of all, so this is the program which appears in page 133. So basically the first line of the program, the libname statement, is basically creating a new library inside SAS. You see, we have the SAS help library, which has all these default data sets. We have the work library, which is the temporary library, and then we have some others. But we want to create one called my data, okay? Which, by the way, will be stored inside my folders, right? So this is how you write it: libname, and then the name of the library that you want to create. In this case, I call it my data, and this is the location where the data will be stored, right? Now, I want to create a data set called demo inside the my data library. So you name it. So whenever you have a data set inside certain library, to call it or to name it, you have to put the name of the library first, then dot, and then the name of the data set. So this is the data set called demo inside the my data library. So data, and this is the name of the data, which is demo inside my data library. Now the in file statement is like before. We're basically gonna read this file called demographic.txt that we have seen before in other programs. Is inside the my folders, inside the SAS University Edition folder. It's this one, right, with the ID. It's a space separated file. So the ID space, gender, age, I think this is height of the person, weight of the person, and political affiliation, right? So, and then input is telling SAS the names of the variables and whether the variable is a character variable or not. So this is something that we have seen before. The new thing is how to create the library and how to store the data into this library so it becomes a permanent SAS dataset. So, and run. So let's run this and see what the result is. Okay, so well, this is the basically this is the data set that we have created, and it should be stored inside a library called my data, right, with name demo, right? So let's see if that happened. If we go to libraries, now we have a new library called my data, and inside that library we have a data set called demo, which is the data set that we read. Now this data set will stay inside SAS. Even when you close and open it, it will appear again. So it won't go away like the data sets that are stored in the work library, which is the temporary data sets library.